Ladies and guys who want to hear an absolutely amazing transformation story and to hear author of the best Tinder guide on the internet, this is the Kill Your Inner Loser show. Let's fucking go. Interview here with a guy on my forums who goes by the username Master. And this is a very awesome transformation story. He basically joined my forums like 4 months ago. He found my shit 4 months ago. He read my Tinder guide. And a big part of the Tinder guide at the start is how to lose weight, how to improve your appearance, all that sort of stuff. Like basically how to improve yourself, how to make yourself a better man. And he took that to heart. He absolutely went mental with weight loss. He ended up losing in about 4 months, 60 pounds. So he went from 40 pounds. So he went from 220 pounds to about 180 he is now. Absolutely mind-blowing progress. He went from not getting laid, like not knowing how to get laid. He'd had a girlfriend and stuff like that before, but he didn't really know what he was doing in terms of getting laid, to now he had sex with 4 girls in 4 weeks, which is pretty fucking impressive for a guy who didn't know what he was doing. Absolutely has gone all in and become obsessed with his self-improvement. Like I said, lost a ton of weight, improved himself, started taking his appearance more seriously, started taking himself more seriously. This is a really awesome interview. I think you guys are going to get a lot out of it. And you know what the best part is? This motherfucker is bald. And this motherfucker is only 5'7". So how many times are people going to keep making excuses and say, I'm short, I can't get laid. I can't get laid because I'm a shorty. I'm a little short boy. I can't get laid. Or I'm bald. I can't get laid. And how many times am I going to show you guys who are crushing it, who are getting laid, who are finding success, who are working on their mission, who are not making excuses, and at some point it has to click. So any of you who are short, who are bald, who are using that as an excuse, I want you to watch this interview, watch it with an open mind, stop letting those excuses creep in. And any of you who aren't bald or short, I think you're going to like this interview because this guy is absolutely fucking crushing it. It's an awesome story, awesome guy. Enjoy, guys. Okay, so anyone listening right now, I will put them up on the screen right now. And I've seen these pictures. First of all, like, holy fuck. And then second of all, just sort of talk us through how you were feeling in the, like, before pictures. Like, what happened to get to that point? Because I know you used to be fit. Like, how heavy were you at your biggest? Like, just talk us through where you started from.
Okay. So it started like, from my early teenage years. I started lifting about 13 years old because I was getting bullied a lot in school. So I was always small. I'm 5'7" right now. So I was really small and always skinny and not really good with words. So people would bully me. So I started lifting to get some respect. And by 15 years old, approximately, I became really like one of the bigger kids. And I started getting respect from there. So that's where it started, my lifting. And like strength is coming from there. So fast forward to college, I started picking up powerlifting and slowly but surely, like, really increased my weight. So I maxed out 345 at bench, 455 at squat and deadlift. So yeah, so I was pretty like in shape before right now, but I met my ex-girlfriend, which I left like 5 months ago. So you can see what's happened there. And as soon as I met her, I mean, I was playing video games. I was only playing video games and training. And when I met her, I mean, she took the place of training. So I just played video games. And
yeah, some guys do that, don't they? They get into a relationship and you just kind of stop doing the things that made her fall in love with you or like you in the first place. It's like you just become like complacent and lazy.
Yeah, exactly. So at my biggest, I was 215 and really in shape. Like, I mean, unfortunately, I didn't really take photos back then, but I have one in my log. It's really like, you can't really see me, but I mean, you can see that I'm pretty big. And that's it, like 215. After that, it just went downhill from there. I took weight. I gained weight and I lost muscles. At my heaviest, I was 240, not in
Which is
shape
like
at all.
108 kilos, which is like huge at 5'7". Sorry, 5'7". That's huge.
Yeah,
That's like big.
and if you want to see, I got a photo of this in one of my log. It's not my profile photo. At my profile photo, I was 220, but at 240, I was a chunky boy. Let's just say the least.
And not in a good way. Not a good type of chunky.
Yeah, exactly. So I met my girlfriend, and then I just stopped training, got to 240. At 240, I was like, even if I was still with my girlfriend, I was like, I really don't like the way I feel in my body. So I looked up online solutions of dieting, and I mean, I didn't have motivation to train, and I didn't have time because I was playing video games like 12 hours a day. So I fell upon intermittent fasting, and I took on Omad. So Omad really helped me, and I'm doing it right now. It really helped me lose weight. I lost 50 pounds in 5 months while playing video games and eating McDonald's and poutine, which is you probably heard the meme about Quebec is poutine.
Yeah.
So so I lost 50 pounds while not watching what I was eating, but I mean, I lost muscle too. At 190, I was not muscular at all. I felt weak, and so Omad is really hard on the body, but you need with proper training and proper nutrition, it can be really, really, really effective. But if you're not being careful, it can be detrimental to your health. So
and for anyone who's listening who doesn't know what OMAD is, it means 1 meal a day. So you basically just intermittent, you fast until the evening or whatever time you choose, and then you eat like all your calories that time. And you generally eat less because you can't eat a full meal. You can't eat a full day's meal in one. Sorry, you can't eat a full day's amount of food in one meal. So you just almost accidentally eat less. So yeah, it absolutely works, but it is rough on the body, man. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's rough on the body and the mind. It's really hard at the beginning. I had to take like a caffeine at around 12
really?
or 1 p.m. to cut the hunger until I was able to push. The time I was taking the coffee, then I didn't need it anymore. So so after I lost the 50 pounds, I sort of stopped doing OMAD, and I started doing NoFap, which is another thing that I'm doing right now. And it greatly helped with my motivation and being like a lot more comfortable sexually. Because I mean, when you look at porn, you always get like fake
it's like fake dopamine, it's like fake intimacy, fake sex, it's fake everything, man. It's like it's filling that need but not quite. It feels like it fills the need of intimacy and sex and relationships and women, but it doesn't quite. It's like you're always looking for the next high. You need more and more and more.
Yeah, exactly. And I had a lot of trouble with my girlfriend at some point, getting hard even if we didn't have sex for like 2 or 3 days. So so that was a really big problem. But when I started NoFap, I saw that this was a really big drug for my brain. Like after 2 or 3 days, I saw a pair of boobs inside like a bra, and I had a trigger, like I needed to go and fap or
it's like you're looking for any excuse to go and look at porn, and that's what any addiction is like. Like even when I gave up alcohol at the end of last year, your brain like makes excuses to have it. Like you will just be like, I'm tired, I need some alcohol. You'll see like someone drinking in a pub and you'll be like, shit, I need some alcohol. It's like, no, you don't. You're just addicted. So I get that. When you're quitting porn, man, it's like anything fucking triggers you and you're like, I need that porn.
Yeah, exactly. And it's really fucked up. Like, you must not fap, but your brain is, but it's been like one week. It's not, Like, it's
You make
okay, man. Go.
excuses.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a fucking mental combat, like
Yes.
really hard. But I mean, that and video games were my real two addiction.
Mhm.
And weirdly enough, when I started 4 months ago,
Mhm.
my journey on this forum, I stopped completely playing video games, and I didn't
Okay.
really have problem because I replaced it with the gym, the nutrition, the people on the forum giving me validation, and
Mhm.
like, I mean, the video games right now, I don't have time to play video games,
Mhm.
and I was playing 12 hours a day before. Like, you can see my YouTube channel was a gaming channel. I have like 550 subscribers because I was a pretty good gamer, and I did like world record and shit. So I was really fucking hard in video games for a long time, and I just stopped right then, and I had no problem because I replaced it with another thing in my head. So
Yeah, I talk about that all the time. I've done several podcasts on how to quit porn addiction or really any addiction. And you don't just stop the addiction. You have to have something to replace it with, especially if it's something like video games or porn or like alcohol. You have so much time that you're spending on that. If you just take that addiction away, what are you going to do with that free time? You're sitting there
yeah,
for 12 hours. What the fuck are you going to do with yourself? You either need something to replace it with, or you're just going to go straight back to it. So I'm really glad to hear you say that. Like, you have to
yeah,
replace your addictions, guys. Don't just cut them off. You don't just do nofap. You have to do nofap and then have some way of spending that time or using that energy or getting that like dopamine hit, like you said, that validation.
yeah, exactly. And doing nofap while trying to get laid and actually getting laid is really helpful, because when you have those urges, if you spend them with a real woman,
Yes.
it will quickly rewire your brain to get that satisfaction from a real experience.
Yeah. And
So
so we're gonna talk about like your lays as well, because you didn't just do all this to lose weight. You did this to like lose weight, to get laid, to have intimacy, sex, all that kind of stuff. And you have gotten laid. We'll talk about that in a second. But I want to ask you, did you, like, coming from that place where you're addicted to porn, you were looking at too much porn, the first couple of lays that you had after doing nofap, how different is that for you? Like how different is it having sex with a real woman? Did you have that thing in your mind where all of a sudden you're like, whoa, shit, this is like way different. This is not like porn. Like, it's not like it is in porn. It's intimate. It's like it's a real person. It's a human being. It's different. Like, how was it different for you?
it's otherworldly. Like, honestly, um, I mean, I've had only sex with my girlfriend for the past like 4 years, and before I had my first lay like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I didn't slept with any girl or had any sexual contact for like 5 months,
Mhm.
and I've been doing nofap meanwhile. But so I mean, it was the first few times. It was really like, I mean, it was like the first time I did it. Basically, like it's like, wow. I mean, I'm really getting head right now. Like, what the hell? It's
Yeah.
not.
I'm not just watching someone else get head in a porn video. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and I mean, like I said in my logs, I received pretty good head, to be honest. Like, I received the best fucking heads I ever received, in the past 2 weeks. So yeah, I mean, it was really different, and it's so much better. The only problem right now is I kind of hit the nofap flat line. I don't know if you know what it is.
So you have no urges, you run out of energy, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I have a pretty big down of energy right now, and my libido is pretty down too. Since my brain is really fucked up right now, it's like it doesn't understand anymore if it needs or if it doesn't need the dopamine from porn. So it's a phase that can last for a pretty long time, but after that I'll be fine. So I'm just going through it without giving myself another reason to go back into porn. Like, so it's dangerous, and it's sad. Like, I mean, I would like to sleep with 3-4 women per week, but I wouldn't be capable right now. So
you say that, but like a very big part of this is you have to just push yourself sometimes. I talk about this with guys all the time. Like when you're going through this period where you don't have that motivation to go out and talk to girls, that's when you need to do it the most. Like that's your complacency kicking in. Some guys get that when they sleep with one girl. It doesn't even have to be nofap. They'll sleep with the first girl and they'll be like, well, now I have a sexual partner, like I can just kind of stop, and they'll get lazy. That's the time when you need to push the most. So even though you're saying, I don't feel like it, I could do it, you absolutely can. But you have to make yourself do it. Even though your brain is going, I don't really want to. I'll wait till the urge comes back. Sometimes you have to act before that urge comes back.
Yeah, well, I'm totally 100% with you on that one. So that's why I didn't really stop at like 100% of going after women. But like you said, I mean, I feel like for the past 3 weeks, I've been kind of feeling complacent, but I've punched myself and I said, no, don't settle. Just keep going. I didn't settle for the gym. I just keep going to the gym and doing my runs. And if we want to talk back again to my losing weight, we can. But I mean, I didn't stop on that front. But for the sexual part, like, I mean, I've had issue staying hard for round 2 and round 3. And that's where the problem comes in. And I mean, it's just a phase. It's not gonna last, and the sex will be like 10,000 times better after that.
Be very careful doing what you just did there, where you say the sex will be really good. Because I'm going to put a question to you right now. Why can the sex not be really good right this second, even if your dick isn't hard? Does your dick need to be hard for it to be good sex?
Yeah, no, it doesn't. And
that's what I mean. So like reframe it in your mind. And right now say, I'm going to become like a world-class expert at foreplay. Like I'm going to become a fucking god at making her feel good. Yeah, my dick doesn't work, so let me just become a god at everything else. And like frame it as a good thing, like it's an opportunity. Say it's almost like it's good that my dick isn't working right now, because it's like I'm going to become a god, and then when my dick does work, holy fuck, like yeah. Like this can be a good thing if you make it a good thing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and I even said it at my log in my last lay. I received I ate the girl out and I made her come, and she said good job or something like that. She complimented the way I like did foreplay. So I mean, I'm not slacking on that front. Don't worry about it.
Good. No. You are like one of the people who doesn't slack, which is why I was so excited to have you on the podcast. Like you're just a man that goes like, I'm gonna fucking do the work. So yeah, exactly.
And I fucking love foreplay with girls. I mean, it's I almost even like it better than I like pleasing them even more than almost.
I do too. Yeah. It's like there's more of a power thing there, isn't there? It's like when you're pleasing them, it's like you get to be in control, and you can make it the real like bit that you're going to love is when you get to a point where you're confident enough to try like playing with the power, to try teasing them, to try making them beg, to like get them right. Like if you got that girl that you're seeing right now right to the edge of orgasm, and then you stop. And then she's like begging, and she's like, no, please. And you're like, I don't know if you really want it. Like, you gotta show me that you want it. Like, when you get to play with that shit, man, like, I find that way more fun than just sex. Like, sex is amazing as well, too. Don't get me wrong. But foreplay can be fucking wild, man.
I haven't done that yet. Like, stopping right before she's about to.
You gotta try that, man. Try that shit. Yeah. Like, you will just get addicted to that. You talk about having a porn addiction. You'll get addicted to making girls beg. Trust me. That's, like, better than any porn, man.
I'm taking notes. Don't worry about it.
Good.
I mean, it's not the first time I heard you talk about it. I mean, like I said, I listened to all your stuff. So I mean, I just sometimes forget some details, but I mean, from all the BDSM things you've talked, and I tried some things with one of my lay, and it's been fucking amazing, man. And like your stuff really helped me out on that front. So for that, thank you.
I'm glad, dude. I'm glad. Yeah. BDSM
Yeah,
is
yeah,
like wild fun, man. Sex in general is wild fun. Like once you start giving yourself permission to just try different stuff, yeah.
yeah. And yeah, it was really fun. It basically the best sex I ever had. So yeah.
Nice.
So we've derived a bit, but we were talking about like when I started, like we arrived at that point where I left my girlfriend in January, last January, and for 1 month I was like really depressed, like really down, and I said, "What woman's going to like me?" Like I was looking like the photo you are seeing, like you saw earlier on the left. I was like really down, and no woman will ever love me again, and blah blah blah. Then I found GLL, and while searching the forum and everything, I found I think one of your comment, and in your comment there was a link to your forum and the Tinder guide. So I looked up the Tinder guide and I basically read it all. I know you're not supposed to. You're supposed to take action at some point and stop reading.
Sure.
But I mean, I cheated a bit, and I mean,
you still took action. You just did it after you read it all. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So the Tinder guide really, like, I was like, what the hell, man? This guy was even worse than me, like in the worst place than me. Like I was not suicidal or anything like that, and he made it out. He made it out and just fucking went to the moon. So if this guy can do it, I bet I can do it. So this is where all I'm someone who's like very driven normally, but for the past 10 years, my drivenness has been really like concentrate on video games and beating records, and it was wasted basically. Okay, so unless you're a pro video game player or a streamer, whatever, there's not really a way to make money out of it. So
I see this a lot, man. It's like guys who are really driven, but they just don't have anywhere to focus that on. Like they don't know what to focus. Like no one's ever said to them, hey, you could like improve yourself. That's what you focus your energy on. And so they would just go to video games, because video games, you do improve at. Video games are self-improvement. Every single video game is self-improvement. You either level up your character through more experience. You get better at the game mechanics yourself, so you level up. The game rewards you the more you play. Sometimes you get better weapons. Like video games are self-improvement. That's why they feel so fucking good to play. That's why we get addicted to them. I see so many guys who play video games because they're itching for that self-improvement, but they just don't have any, like no one's ever said to them, hey, you can improve yourself. So it sounds like you were one of those guys. You're really fucking driven. You just channeled it towards video games instead of someone coming along and saying, hey man, why don't you just like put that on the gym or getting laid or improving yourself or anything else?
Yeah. And basically it's good to be driven in life, but you really need to focus on something that will get you forward. And unfortunately, being diamond at League of Legends, doing super big parses in the WoW or Final Fantasy 14, or like, it doesn't bring you anything. And I didn't want to believe it. Like I liked it so much that I was lying to myself that maybe someday it will unlock, but it never did. So from there, I just said, fuck it. I'm done. Like looking at myself in the mirror and hating myself. I want to go back to when I was powerlifting and like I was proud of. It was a real life. It was real life dopamine, real life validation, like that. I really missed that. So after reading your Tinder guide, I found David Goggins, which I highly recommend people that want to get a fucking slap in the face. Look up.
That's the best way to explain him. Yeah. A slap in the face.
Exactly. Like this is my new motto, and it is stay hard. I mean, no matter fucking what, stay the fuck hard, because you can. It's just a fucking mental game, and
Yes.
Your mental wants complacency.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
complacency, and he wants to feel good, and he wants to have good chemicals. But if you feed him these chemicals through working hard on whatever you're working, you don't even have to suffer. Like one of the video you made recently, you don't even
you
have
don't
to suffer.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can rewire your brain to like these feelings and go for these feelings.
To like hard work. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So that's what I did. I was 220 in fucking shambles. But I started I knew I needed to start it at the bottom of the ladder. So I started walking. I couldn't run. I think I ran 200 meters, and my fucking I couldn't breathe. My calves were hurting. So I just said, fuck it. I'm going to walk every single day, 10 kilometers, and restart the Omad. At this point, I like I said earlier, I stopped Omad whenever I started NoFap and blah, blah, blah. So I started Omad again, I started NoFap again. I stopped caffeine. I started walking 10 kilometers a day. And just from that, in the first 2 weeks, I think I lost like 5 pounds or something like that, something crazy.
Because it's more than you were doing before. It's just like it's a change, so your body's going to adapt. You lose weight. Yeah,
exactly. So, and from that, I mean, every single week has been like a diminishing return, slowly but surely. But I mean, I was like 220 then, and now I'm like I'm 180. I weighted myself at 180 yesterday.
Nice.
So, and the first run I did was 2 weeks after starting like to walk, and I did it in 39 minutes. 5 kilometers in 39 minutes, and I took like 3 pause. And right now, I can run 5 kilometers, 3.1 miles in the 23:45.
Nice. Yeah.
This is my PR. So it's like, it's even faster than a 8-minute mile per miles pace, which is apparently really good. So, I mean, during the whole process, I was always thinking about, man, David Goggins is like 50 times the man I am. If I can have like 1% of his drivenness, or whatever how you call it,
his psycho energy,
his psycho energy. I mean, I tried hard. Like, it's crazy. When I was running at the beginning, it was hurting a lot, but there was like stuff like around me. I was always like fixating something, and I was fixating it, and I was like, man, imagine the number of girls you're gonna have. I mean, it was always in my mind. Like,
dude, I do the same stuff. I talk about that. I talk about fantasizing about your goals. I do the same shit. Like, we're really just talking about obsession here. I do it when I'm especially on leg day, which was part of what I talked about in that video that you mentioned about not suffering. Leg day, I used to suffer. So what I started doing is, when it's really hard, you're on the leg press, your legs are just murdered, and you have to keep going. You start obsessing about like your goal. Like, what will it look like when I have an elite body? How is it going to feel? You just like focus on that shit. I'm so glad to hear that you do the same shit, because that works. Obsessing absolutely works.
Yeah, exactly. And that's one of the things I wanted to talk about. It's you need an objective. And you need a goal, and my goal was to get laid, because I really wanted it. That's something I wanted all my life, but I never really worked towards. And so now I'm gonna work towards it. Goal, and you need to make it an obsession. Like, you absolutely need to make it an obsession.
Yes, you have to want it. You have to fucking want it. Like, not just think it would be nice. You have to fucking want it.
And that's basically this desire to get laid, or to be comfortable with my body, to receive compliments from when I sleep with girls, like, wow, you're so hot, wow. I mean, that's what I wanted, and I I worked every single fucking day towards it, and I mean, it's been 4 months that I've been working on it for real, and I'm right now where I am. So I mean, you don't need to work like for years, or like I hear people sometimes say, I've been trying to lose weight for 10 months. Have you really been working for it? Like, do you really want it?
There's a difference between like trying and actually doing it. And people underestimate how much work it takes. And that doesn't mean you have to suffer. We're not saying that. We're not saying it's impossible. But people say like, oh, but I went for a walk for like 10 minutes. You know, I'm trying to lose weight. Or like, I'm trying not to eat as much cake. That's not the same thing as like what you're talking about. Going to the gym every fucking day. Going for runs. Counting your fucking calories. Like doing something actually that an obsessed person would do. Like, there's a very big difference between I'm trying and like, no, I fucking need this and I'm going to do whatever it takes.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, if your goal becomes your obsession, like doing everything that I didn't even felt like a chore.
No, because like, you want to do it. You want it.
Yeah.
You don't have a choice.
And I know I will arrive at some point. I will get that goal because people like you, people like Radical, people like David Goggins, they fucking made it. Like, why wouldn't I be able to?
Yeah, like, I love that point. We're not any more special than you. We don't have anything that you don't have. We're not smarter than you. We're not like better than you. We're not stronger than you. Like, there's nothing we have that you don't have or couldn't have.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, since for the past 4 months, I mean, I've been working hard, trying to improve everything around my life. At the beginning, I was living with my ex-girlfriend still, and for the first 5 months until July 1st, I lived with her. So that's where I worked like really hard, and I found a place near 2 college, 1 university, 2 small malls, and 1 huge shopping center.
Nice.
I mean, I'm in the middle of everything. So that was one of my first step, is to find a really good place where I can like do the AA program that I started kind of, but I'm going to start again really soon because I'm so well located. And I mean, cold approach, I can cold approach, and almost every girl that walks in front of my house is like super cute, so that's a really great.
I did the same thing, man. I moved to the center of my city around university, so I know exactly what you're talking about. There's just cute girls everywhere when you're near a college campus. Like, holy shit, man. Or near a shopping mall. Yeah,
there's a lot of cute girls. And I mean, if I had how do you say it? Sometimes there will be a language barrier because I'm French. So just thinking about the words. Just give me a second here. I have
translate that shit for me, baby.
Yeah, exactly. I have a Google Translate. Advice. I don't know why I didn't think about it, but if I could give an advice to people, like, look into moving to a spot where you will be able to do these things, the AA program, be near, I mean, if you don't have a car or whatever, be near a gym. I mean, to really ease your journey, ease the journey you're working on. So, I mean, I know you're talking about it too in the guide. And that's one of the first thing I did, found a good place where I could, like, really do everything. So.
Yeah, you want to make this as easy as possible on yourself. And people make excuses where they say, oh, I live in a small town, or I don't live near any girls, or I live out in the outer suburbs where there's no one. It's like, stop making excuses and fix it. Like, you're allowed to fix that. You know, you're allowed to move, right? Like, that's a concept. You don't have to be stuck where you are.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, other than that, I did PE, but that's beside the point. I started PE, and
penis enhancement. Dick
yes,
enhancement.
exactly. With the batmate and the extender, I mean, That's another like self-improvement things that I did through everything. So it's only like a small portion of my day that goes towards that, and it's I mean just before going to bed. So why not? Like I'm doing that. And other than that, I mean, it's been every single week, like getting better, slowly losing weight, and I didn't receive any comment or anything before the sixth week in. And so that's something I found funny, because I saw some post on the forum that people were saying like, nobody is commenting on my things, why is nobody like commenting on my progress or whatever. I mean, until you've shown results, and I'm one of the examples, people won't give a fuck, because
and do you know why? Like, I'm assuming you're gonna know why.
Yes, I pretty much know why, but you're probably a lot better to explain.
No. I'm curious. I interrupted you. I'm curious to see if like what your theory on that is, and then I'll tell you like the answer.
Because there's so much people that just come on the forum and and they're like, I'm doing that, and you never heard of them again. Like out of nowhere. So there's so much of them, like in general, that people just don't give a fuck until they see you consistently posting and improving yourself. And was that what you were
exactly right. Yes, exactly what I was going to say. It's like you have to prove that you're actually going to stick around before people will go like, it's like you people can't trust you until you've proven that you can be trustworthy. Like people will come in all the time and say, I'm super serious about my goals, I'm going to crush my goals, and then 1 week later you never hear from them again. And so you'd be an idiot to care about them. You'd actually be stupid if you cared about everyone that comes on the forums, or this applies to every forum, by the way. And so, like once you've achieved a certain number of goals, it's like, okay, this guy's actually fucking serious. Like this guy is actually going to stick around. He's not just here for a little bit and he's going to give up at the first hurdle. It's almost like you have to overcome a couple of hurdles, and then people are like, okay, this guy's not going to quit. We're going to help him now. Like he's proven himself.
Yeah, exactly. So after my 6th week, I will always remember them, because they were the first people to comment on my log and my progression. And at this point, I already lost like 10 pounds or something like that. So it was Roger and Toast. So shout out to them. Those were the first 2 people to comment on my things. And right now I'm in the accountability group with Toast and Adam.
Nice.
In a weight loss accountability group. So we talk every single day.
Good.
Not only weight loss. I mean, we talk about cold approach, girls we lay with, and etc. So so those were the first 2 people that really complimented me, and I mean, it really started there, from like all the validation and everything that I really fueled my journey with this. It was one of the aspect of my fuel, but it really, really greatly helped. So I mean, that's why I need to shout them out, Roger, Toast. And further down the line, there were other people like Crypto Manganiello, and Playtime is Over, Not Your Average Nerd. Slowly but surely, like little more people were commenting on my stuff, and slowly but surely people started noticing and encouraging me and everything. So I mean, if that can be another advice, guys, don't give up, man. Even if it's been 4 weeks you're on the forum, nobody gives a fuck about your stuff, keep going, man. At some point, if you show results, people will give a fuck, will care, because they want to associate with you, they want to do like you, they want to I mean, and that's what happened with me. Like right now, I mean, I received 4 months ago I looked like shit. I thought like shit. I mean, I didn't even think I could get laid. My first objective for the year was to get 5 lays until 2021. I did 4 in less than a month. Once you
started obsessing about it,
once I started obsessing about it, it's just
Yeah.
it comes it comes like that. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, the universe, like life, whatever you want to call it, the universe rewards people who are obsessed about shit and who just want it badly enough. It's like if you want something badly enough and you're willing to take action, you get those results quicker than you ever think you will. It's funny how you talked about it earlier in this podcast. You said it doesn't have to take you like 9 months to lose weight. Like you lost most of that weight in 4 months. It's like once you start really obsessing, man, results start fucking coming. That moment you say, fuck it, I'm going to go all in. I'm going to do whatever it takes. I'm sick of waiting for this shit. I want this now. That's when you start getting really rewarded, man.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And I mean, I said it before. I think NoFap really helped me on that front because it really helped you focus your dopamine center towards the same goal.
Mm-hmm.
That obsession. You reward yourself by going to the gym, by going on a run, and yeah. So that's something I didn't say. I'm right now, and for the past 4 months, I've been running like six times a day, 6 times a day, 6 times a week, and like my goal is to always at every run doing my best and try to beat my previous time. And I only run 5K right now. I can say only because at the beginning it's a fucking lot, and for some people that can be a lot. Yeah. But I started walking, guys.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't
start
run.
by being a badass who can sprint 5Ks.
Yes, exactly. So, and even my first 10 5Ks, I couldn't run. Like I mean, I couldn't run it all in the one time. I needed to take a pause. I need to take 2 pause, 3 pause. But slowly but surely, every single day, like a small improvements, and
yeah,
it just comes. It comes like nothing.
Once you actually start obsessing, yeah, it's funny you've mentioned that a couple of times. So have I. It really does feel like your goals come, and tell me if you're at this point yet, but when you get further enough along, it feels like your goals are coming for free because you're like, well, I'm going to be doing this hard work anyway. Like I'm doing it regardless. And so you just keep showing up every day and working hard and doing the same stuff. And then accidentally girls start fucking you. It feels accidental. It feels like you didn't really have to work that hard. And that's when this shit becomes really fun. When you're like, it's almost like you're not even trying anymore. You're just showing up every day. Same thing with getting a good body or losing weight. It's like you just, at this point, it's not hard for you to run 5 kilometers. You just do it every day. And the weight keeps coming off. You keep looking better. And you're like, man, I'm not even trying anymore. This is easy. Yeah. Like, this is fucking just happening anyway. Like, that's when this stuff is really fun.
Exactly. Like I said, the one I weighted myself yesterday at 180.
Nice.
And I mean, I feel like I'm doing less work than I was 2 months ago.
Like, the start is way harder, man. The start is way harder. Like, taking that first step is infinitely harder than, like, you know, once you're at the advanced stage or the intermediate stage. Yeah. Yeah, just starting is so fucking hard, guys. And that's why we say just do something. Just start. Just do something. Start with just posting on the fucking forums. Read my Tinder guide. Just do something.
If I can have another advice, read the Tinder guides and like really read everything, not just in diagonal. Sometimes people, because there's a lot of fucking words, 100 and 100. I mean, read it all and just fucking take it in. And look at the pictures of the girls you've been able to lay with, and I mean that can happen to you too. It will happen, like you say. Like you said, I didn't feel like I worked in the past 3-4 weeks that hard towards getting laid, and they came. It's almost feel like they came to me too easily. Like I heard that sleeping with your third cold approach girl is something that's like almost impossible or really lucky. And
that's really lucky. I know what you did is really lucky. Radical did the same thing. He slept with the third and then the 7th girl that he ever hit on, and it's like that's just fucking like that's not common. It's fucking awesome when it happens, but yeah,
luck doesn't come without doing.
Exactly. You got to put yourself in that position where you get luck. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So probably if I didn't if I didn't run or do go to the gym, that luck never would have happened. Like I would have approached a girl, maybe she would have given me their number, but she wouldn't have slept with me on the first date or whatever. Like, so I mean, so
it's not complete luck. You put in all the hard work, and this is why I love self-improvement. It's like just bust your ass for like 3 or 4 months, and then the result, depending on who you are, like you might need to work harder than that, fine. But bust your ass for a few months, and then the results just start coming in. And then it becomes like almost like just luck at that point. It's just easy. It just happens. So it's like there's an investment period at the start where you have to work really hard, but that's a small price to pay, bro. Like, there will be people that look at you and go like, man, I can't lose 40 pounds. That's too much. And it's like, all you have to do is lose 40 pounds. And then I'm telling you, you can fuck like 4 girls in 4 weeks. You can sleep with the third. Okay, you're probably not going to sleep with the third girl you ever hit on, but like you can just hit on a few girls and you'll sleep with one. Like that's all you have to do is lose 40 pounds. And people are like, nah, it's too hard. All you have to do is lose 40 pounds and you can have an elite life that you just like dream of. And people are like, nah, too hard. It's like, man, you don't want it. Like you don't even want it at that point. If you're not going to do that, you don't want it.
Yeah, maybe you don't want it enough, or maybe that's not for you. Your message and your forum is maybe not for this kind of people. Yeah. But I know there's a lot of people in your forum that really wants to get laid, and I mean, guys, fuck. Like if you make it your obsession, man, it will happen. I can guarantee you. Like I said before, I look like shit. I didn't have confidence at all my whole fucking life. I didn't have any confidence. And right now, I mean, it's almost still unreal for me because I receive so much validation, and out of nowhere, girl wants to sleep with me and whatever. But I mean, all that stemmed out from just working towards my goal and like making it an obsession.
Yeah.
Other stuff that I did since, like through my journey and the stuff you recommended doing, I got piercings. Like,
nice. Yep.
You can see.
I got mine as well. I don't know if you guys can see mine.
Yeah. Nice. Exactly. Yeah. So that's one of the things that I took from your guide that I really like. I wanted some before, but I never said like, okay, I need to do it. But I mean, they really do make you like sexier, more edgy, etc. So
yeah, you don't have to get piercings, but just do something. Like get some fucking jewelry, get a necklace, get a watch, get some rings.
Yeah.
Like lose weight. You do have to work on your appearance for sure. You can't just be the person you are right now if you're not getting laid, and then just say like, I'm not going to change anything, and I can just get laid. It's like, no, you have to try a little harder.
Yeah, I got some real life friends that say like, "Oh, girls will like for the person I am, and not for like." Because I talked about my journey to some of my friends, and I said like, "Yeah, I never wore chains before, or rings, or had piercing," and they were saying like, "You're becoming someone else or whatever, and girls won't like you for yourself." But I mean, it's kind of I mean, I heard you say it's like often, but it's a stupid mindset because
yes,
girls want to sleep with a good-looking guy,
yes,
and top tier. I mean, not top tier. I'm not sure how you said. You can go ahead talking about it, but
it's not even that they want to sleep with like the top men or top tier or anything like that. Because think of it like this way. Your friends and anybody else who says, oh, but I want girls to just sleep with me for who I am, or I want girls to love me for who I am. What you're saying there is, I have no ambition. I do not want to be better tomorrow than I am today. I'm not building anything. I'm not going to be a better man in 10 years from now than I am right now. Again, I have no ambition. Why would a girl love or want to sleep with or be attracted to a man with no ambition? I think almost everyone knows that women are incredibly attracted to ambition. It's one of the things women are most attracted to, ambition. And you're saying, I don't want, or your friends are saying, I don't have any ambition, but I think girls should love me even though I have no ambition. It's like, fuck off, no. Why should a girl like you if you have no ambition? You don't just deserve love or respect or sex if you didn't do anything. It's like when women say, and not many women say this, but like, if a woman ever says, guys should just love me even though I'm 500 pounds. It's like, it doesn't work like that. You're showing that you don't care about pleasing men, that you don't care about looking good, that you don't care about being attractive, that you don't care about men's sexual needs. Why would a guy like that? Same thing with guys who say, like, I shouldn't have to improve myself. Women should love me for who I am. No, you're a man with no ambition. Why would women love that? That's unlovable. I don't think that deserves love. I think that's disgusting. I don't mean that to be an insult to your friends or anything, but having no ambition should not be rewarded. Ever. Ever.
Yep. And I'm 100% with you. And yes, it's the truth. It's way harder for us guys on the dating market.
Mhm.
But
At the start, once you get good, it's way easier than for women. It's like because you don't have all the issues that women have to deal with. Like, it's so much easier once you build yourself up. But sure, at the start and for the average guy, it's infinitely harder. Of course, it's so much fucking harder. Yeah, for sure, man. Like, we have to build ourselves up like crazy.
You need to work towards going into the 30%, the 20% percentile, the 10th, and I mean, always improving. If you want a high quality woman, I mean, I didn't really yet matched with a super high top woman, because I know my photos sucks, which I did something today right before the podcast. I went on a photo shoot with a pro photographer. So those photos will come out soon, and I will restart my Tinder account and everything with my new photos. So that's another step that I took towards improving my sex life and proving myself. And it's even if it costs something, I think it's like $150. I don't give a fuck, man. What's that compared to getting laid? Like
what's that compared to being miserable and not meeting women and being unhappy? Yeah, people always crack me up when they complain or they try and like save money and stuff, and it's like, dude, we're talking about the rest of your life here. We're talking about your happiness. Is it really worth saving like $100 for your happiness? Jesus.
Yeah,
just
exactly.
pay the money and be happy.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, that's one of the things you can offer with your coaching and everything. I personally don't. I didn't really need it. I mean, it's not everybody that really needs coaching or everything.
I don't give a shit if someone hits me up for coaching as long as they take action.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I give both people the same credit. Hit me up for coaching or take action. You get my respect either way. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's pretty much it. Oh, and I got a tattoo like Friday. It's
what is that? Fucking Ben 10?
It's Rock Lee from Naruto.
Close.
And I already had this one from 10 years ago. It's Vegeta from Dragon Ball.
I'm surprised the yellow held up. I thought yellow fades. I thought yellow tattoos fade really. Have you got that touched up?
No, for the past 10 years, I've been inside playing video games. So it's
okay, that's why. But speaking of video games, I want to jump back a second. And you talked about before, you said, I'm not having sex with like the hottest women yet, or I'm not matching with the hottest women yet. I like to look at this whole thing as like, yes, I talk about it seriously, but at the same time, I like to look at it kind of like a video game, like a game. And you get to upgrade. Like the more you upgrade yourself, the more you level yourself up, the more experience you get, the more effort you put in, the better your Tinder pictures, all that kind of stuff. You get to unlock like the next tier of women, like hotter women, cuter women. They'll be more into you. They'll be more feminine. They'll give you more compliments. It's like this fun game where there's never any limit. Like I don't think, at least I personally haven't ever seen anyone hit a limit where it's like, okay, that's it. I can't get any more attractive. Even when you get to the point where you're the most attractive you could ever be and you've maxed yourself out and you look like a fucking god, okay, then just go start a business and get really rich. And then from that point, become more confident, more stoic, like have more to offer women in that sense. Be more of a masculine man so they'll be more attracted to you. Become more experienced so you know how to get women. Try different stuff. Become a sex god. Like there's always more you can do to upgrade yourself. And it's like this video game that, unlike a video game, has infinite like replayability. Like you never finish playing this video game of life. It's like an amazing fucking video game. And it's almost sad to lock yourself in a room and play video games when it's like, bro, you have the best video game outside. You just haven't been playing it.
Yeah, exactly. And contrary to video games, it's not like a digital or fleeting like dopamine it's your life, it's real sensation, real feelings, real sex, real women. So I mean, working towards it, it's because it's like 10 times the amount of satisfaction, validation you will
Yeah.
receive in the end than like being good at video games. And
Yeah.
like you said, I don't take. I mean, yes, I said, oh, I can't sleep yet with the I percent the I top tier women,
Mhm.
but I'm not like saying that and complaining. I mean, it's a goal, it's a target
Yeah.
to one day get to that.
Yeah.
So I for that goal I need to lose weight again. Still lose weight. I have some weight to lose. Still, I'm like 5'7", 180. I have some. I can go even further. So lose weight again. Go to the gym. Still every 2 days. Uh, Go on photo shoots. Get tattoos or like I mean work on myself in every possible way
Mhm.
to get to that point.
Yeah.
So
It's like a very
it's
attainable goal for sure.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly. It's
Sleep with the hottest women.
attainable.
Yeah.
Yep. So I mean that's where I'm at right now. It's keep going even further. I know at some point I'll probably hit a not a plateau, but I mean there will be a point where the getting better will have a diminishing return in terms of looks and everything. So
Yeah, but then you just do other stuff like I said. You become more
yeah,
confident, you make a ton of money, you have
yes,
status, you just become a better man in all respects. You become healthier mentally as well. Like all that sort of stuff, absolutely. Of course, that keeps girls around. It gets you access to hotter girls. Of course, girls will
yep,
be more into you. Yeah, it's like you're constantly upgrading yourself in every aspect of life, not just your looks. Looks are the thing that we focus on first because it's the easiest to get the most returns from. But all the other stuff is important too, like confidence, conversation, social stuff, like all that stuff for sure.
yeah, exactly. And I mean I've been working at it for 4 months now, so I that's been my focus is losing weight, gaining muscles, and eventually I I know I can say it right now, but I'm pretty sure I'll do it. Is
Mhm.
um,
You will.
shift the focus of what I'm doing right now towards making money and
Mhm.
whatever other goals that will improve my status as a man,
Mhm.
as a like
As a human
to
being, yeah,
as
yeah,
a human being. Yeah,
yeah, for
exactly.
sure. I do
So
want to
that
hit you up with one question.
yeah.
Really, two questions. So you're
Okay.
5'7", and you
Yeah.
knew we were going to talk about this because you wanted to talk about this. You're
Yeah.
5'7" and you're bald. So as a 5'7" man who's bald, you can't get laid, right? Like it's impossible to get laid being short and bald. Like that, you can't have sex with women, right?
I mean, that's what a lot of people would think, but
That's what a lot of people fucking say, my friend,
yeah,
and they don't stop fucking telling me, and I'm sick
yep.
of hearing it. But yeah,
And I mean, pretty much all my life, being short hasn't really affected me in the slightest. I've played basketball until college, played rugby. I mean, it never affected me until people started to tell me that it would. And same thing,
Yeah.
same thing with being bald. I at first I mean I started losing my hair like at 20 years old, and by
Yeah, me too.
22 at 22 I had to shave it all off. So um I never had any issue with it. I mean I got my first girlfriend after getting bald, and it never was an issue until I heard someone say, oh, uh, I might not sleep with a lot of women, or I might not get a girlfriend or whatever because I'm bald,
Yeah,
because I'm short, and it's fucking bullshit, man. It
yeah.
doesn't.
It's a very adorable. It's such a cute excuse. And I have to use that term and be patronizing because anyone listening who says, "Oh, I'm bored, I can't get laid. Oh, I'm short, I can't get laid," and Andy only got laid because he's tall or he's white or like whatever other weird shit that they say, it's fucking adorable. You're being fucking cute. You just want to sit at home and do nothing and play video games and jerk off to porn. And this is a very convenient excuse for you to use so that you don't have to change. And I see enough excuses from people. There's every excuse you could ever think of. I'm short. I'm bald. I'm not white. I'm Asian. I'm Indian. I live in a bad country. I'm old. I'm young. I had my heart broken. I live at home with my parents. I don't have any money. I hear that one all the time. I'm sure you would say, like, bro, you don't need money. What are you talking about? Why do you need money, idiot? Just go for a walk outside. Lose weight. It's free. But the excuses that people say, man, and like every single, no matter how many times I bring on some bald guy like you or some bald short guy like you who's killing it, getting laid, you said what, 4 lays in 4 weeks? Is that right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And those were my first ones. Like I'm not even maxed out yet.
Correct.
So...
And every time I bring someone like you on here to, as an example, they'll then just go to another excuse. And guys, if you find yourself doing this, if you are watching this interview and you're listening to Master here say, you know, hey, I got laid, I'm bald and I'm short, and your brain goes, yeah, but he's white though, or he has tattoos, or he lives in a Western country, or like if your brain does that, I want you to pause and stop right now and have a little bit of introspection, look inside yourself and say like, fuck, I'm doing exactly what Andy is talking about. Shit. Am I just making excuses? Am I just scared? Am I just complacent? Do I just want to live this comfortable life? Is this easier? Is it easier for me to just say, Master didn't actually work hard, he's just white, or he's whatever the fuck weird thing you're going to say is the reason he's successful? You're just doing that because it's easy. So listen to what he said. Go back and listen to the interview again if you need to. He said at the start, he had to work fucking hard. It was fucking hard. Put in the effort, make some small changes, make tiny changes like he did, and go for a fucking walk and lose weight that way. Or just go outside and talk to a girl, or read my Tinder guide. Do something. But please don't listen to this interview and go, well, he is short and he is bald, but there's probably some other reason he got laid and I can't. No. We said before, I'm not special. Chris from Good Looking Loser is not special. David Goggins is not special. Master here is not special. None of us are special. No one is fucking special. They just didn't make excuses. That's it. That's the only difference. They didn't make excuses. So please don't make fucking excuses. Is there anything you want to add to that? Anything you want to say to someone who's thinking like, I'm bald or I'm short or whatever else, I can't get laid?
I mean, I did it, and there's a lot of people who did it that are bald or whatever. I mean, like you said, so why wouldn't you? I mean, yeah. I'm not better than anyone. I mean, I was in a fucked up place 4 months ago. And it was really fucking hard, maybe for the first month. After that, it became part of me, and it just unfolded in front of my eyes every day. It wasn't even a chore anymore, and it's just getting better and better and better. So, I mean, if you have these kinds of thoughts, like you said, I mean, listen to David Goggins. I mean, I would advise to listen to the 2 episodes he did with Joe Rogan. Mm-hmm. Those really, like those 2, I listened like over and over while I was walking, and they really like hit home. If your inner bitch start giving excuses, like you can shut it down and you can like work. Like just shut it down and keep working hard. There's no fucking excuses. I was fat. I'm short. I'm bald, and I started recently killing it after only 4 months of work. Mm-hmm. Like, there's no reason for anybody like to not be able to do it. So
yeah, I like what you said about inner bitch. I like that. I like that term. It's like that little voice in your head that's being a little pussy, or if you want to be kinder about it, that voice that's making excuses that says, I can't do it, blah, blah, blah. You don't have to trust that voice. That voice isn't necessarily telling the truth. I think that's the thing that people miss. They hear that voice and they're like, oh, that voice must be correct. I can't do it. Andy's tall and white. Master's white and I don't know what other fucking thing they would. It's probably just that you're white. They'd be like, he's white. He's white and he has a mustache. I can't grow facial hair. He can grow facial hair, so that's why. I've had people say that too. I can't grow facial hair, that's why I can't get laid. You can listen to that voice and then go, is that even true? Do I have to listen to that voice? Fuck that voice. That voice is being a little bitch. I don't want to live a shitty life. I'm going to ignore that voice. I'm going to tell that voice, no, you're wrong. Here's the actual truth. I can do it. I'm going to go try. Right now, I'm going to take the first steps. Please don't hear that voice and just assume it's true, because most of the time it's not. It's really not true. It's just a voice.
Yep, exactly. And David Goggins talk about it a lot. The inner bitch is really what is. It really is what is stopping you from attaining like higher heights and working towards your goal and succeeding. It's the inner bitch inside, the inner voice telling you you can't do it or whatever. Like, just say it, just tell it to shut the fuck up and work. And I promise you, it will happen. It will. You will have success.
Yeah. And here's the thing: you can have that voice in your head constantly. I have a doubting voice in my head all the time. I did an article called "I Am Always Full of Doubt." I always have doubts in my head. You can have that little bitch voice in your head and still be successful. So even when your brain is going, "This isn't going to work. I can't do it. Oh my god, this isn't going to work." It's like, still take the action though. Almost just to acknowledge that voice and say like, yeah, sure, I can hear you, and then just go and take the action anyway. That's absolutely been a secret to success for me. It's not a secret because I tell everyone, but you can have doubts. You can have that little voice. You can just think this is hopeless and it's not going to work. I did for most of it. Like I didn't think it would ever work out. I didn't think I'd ever make it. Fuck no. I thought I was going to get kicked off the forums, off the Good Looking Loser forums. I thought that everyone would say I was a fucking loser or something. That didn't matter. I still made it. So let's jump into last couple of questions before we finish up. What is next for you? Like, I know you talked about wanting, more women, hotter women, making money. What's the immediate goal that you're doing like right now? Is it still like hardcore losing weight and getting more lays? Like, what do you want in the next 6 months, let's say?
In the next 6 months, I would like to beat AA program. Still losing weight. I'm still doing everything that I was doing for the past 4 months. So losing weight, running 6 times a week, eating healthy, going to the gym. I'm still doing everything, all that, but I'm adding more and more stuff. Like I want to add be the egg program. I want to beat my bench max. Right now I can bench 315s. I did 315 2 times this morning. So I want to go. I want to at some point reach four plates, which is
nice.
four or 5.
180 kilos.
Yeah, it will be hard without. I'm not taking steroid or anything. I'm taking protein and creatine. So, that's one of my objectives. I would like to bench 405. So other than that, I know I will probably soon have another job, which is a lot more of towards what I like. I'm currently a development tester for Beanox, which is a video game company that works for Activision. So I want to become a technician and IT, basically. I have my formation and just crush it in IT. Become the best IT I can ever be. Maybe find a really high paid job in IT, and that's pretty much it for now. Just keep doing what I'm doing because it's working. Obviously, in the muscle and losing weight category, beat my anxiety. I didn't really talk about it, but I have a huge social anxiety, especially towards women. So I want to beat it through the AA programs and cold approaching and everything. So that's my objective. That's what's next for me in the next 6 months. And everything what I've been shown in the past 4 months, that's probably going to happen sooner than I thought.
Yeah.
And especially at the rhythm I'm going right now. So and obviously get more lays and get better quality lays and
Nice. Let's say just give one final piece of advice to anybody who wants to do what you've done. Maybe something and a piece of advice you haven't already given.
If I could give one last advice, what would it be? You said it, but
you can steal one of mine if you want to. You can steal one of mine.
You said it. Acknowledge the inner bitch inside of you. Acknowledge it. hear it and just keep pushing through it, because at some point, I guarantee you, I mean, I know some people will just dismiss what I'm saying right now and what you've been saying throughout all your videos and your guide and everything. Just acknowledge it and just keep going no matter fucking what. Do the work. Like, go for a walk, go for a run, like try to cut on on sugar or whatever you're working towards. Just keep going and success will happen. It's inevitable.
For sure. Is there anything you would like to shout out at the end? Anyone, anything?
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier in the podcast, a shout out to Adam, Toast. We've been like a moral support since the beginning with the accountability group. Oh, that's another thing too. I could give advice. Find people that are likely minded in the group that are working towards the same goal as you right now, and form an accountability group with them. This has been a fucking blessing for me and probably for Toast and Adam too on that front. Just create an accountability group, and they are basically friends. We're basically friends now. They became like we're really good friends. We talk about anything right now in the discussion, and we're only 3 right now. But I mean, they are not just some people on the forum that whatever. They've become friends, and we talk about all our stuff, our doubts, or inner bitches. We talk about them, and we just talk ourselves out of them. And I mean, this has been a blessing.
Yeah, you need a group of accountability partners. I talk about that all the time. I just recorded a video today, it's not out yet, where I talked about exactly this. I say all the time, get a weekly accountability partner that you check in with once a week, or get a group of like-minded guys that you start a Telegram group or a WhatsApp group or a fucking Zoom call, whatever, of people that you work with. I have my group coaching it's the exact same concept. It's the same fucking concept. It just costs money. It's like a bunch of people who care about each other, who get together. Even in that group coaching, and even in my one-on-one coaching, I tell people, go and fucking find someone or multiple people that you can start your own little thing with, and you message each other. You're basically friends, and you're there for each other. And the forums is great for that, sure, but something even better, like do the forums as well, but also just having a couple of friends, like one guy, a couple of friends, whatever it is, that just give a shit about you, like that more like connected, intimate's not the right word, but that like closer circle of friends. I have one. I have like a group of 7 people that just absolutely fucking have my back, dude. The same shit you're talking about. It's like we can just post and say, I'm pissed off today. I'm having a bad day. I'm having a good day. Here's what I did. Here's what I didn't do. Like, it's nice to have people that are on the same mission as you and that give a shit about you. And a close circle of friends is absolutely good for that shit. Even if you live across the other side of the world, it doesn't even matter. It really doesn't matter. You don't live in the same country as those guys, do you? It doesn't matter.
We don't.
Yeah.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
I'm in Canada. Adam is in I'm East Coast Canada. Adam is East Coast United States, and Toast is like in California. So I mean, it's we're all over the place, but we even if we're not on the same our time and shit, we stick together, man. And it's so valuable to have them in my life right now. I cannot tell you how much it's been a blessing for me, and it probably helped me get to where I am right now. So
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Big shout out to Toast and Adam.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much, good sir, for coming on. This was actually a really fucking fun interview. I really enjoyed this, dude. And I'm going to assume that people are going to get a lot out of this. And I would like to hope that a few bald and short guys shut the fuck up and go get laid because of you. So I think you're going to have a positive influence on people. And I would like to see that. So thank you for coming on.
I really hope so. That would be my dream come true, to inspire people and to help them achieve and get more than what I did. So, I mean, that's what I want out from this.
Awesome. All right, guys, go out and crush your goals.